Hi, Sean Haynes with the Ag Center, your weekly update on commodity prices here in California. Dairy prices continue to inch up this week, about 18.57 for the 6 month average. April coming in about 17.79, May at 18.39, June at 19.41, July at 19.49, and August 19.72. Prices have really been moving up across all categories between butter, cheese, and powder, given the fact that we've got large volumes of milk coming off of a larger herd in the United States, but not really any meaningful increase in overall production. We're about 1.2% up in butter and 1.2% up in cheese, respectively, versus the same time last year. In light of looking at export volumes, which are running about 85% higher than last year for butter and 30% higher than last year for cheese, given that it's kind of kept inventories down. We're priced competitive against the EU at that level, so we're moving it as fast as we make it. And then powder on the other side is another one that's been holding up the prices. It's been very scarce and been decreasing, highest prices in 20 years. The industry's kind of answered that by saying, hey, we're going to increase production there. Production's moved up about 10% this past month, but even with that, it's going to take them a while to catch back up. We're not very priced very well on the powder side. We're kind of expensive in the world market. That's going to kind of tamp back and push sales of that product going back, and maybe see an inventory lift there. That could be the only thing that affects Class 4 prices a little bit, maybe put some tamp down on what the butter and cheese prices have been pushing. But overall, it looks like a black area as far as profit goes for dairies. Feed costs remain pretty consistent. We're seeing canola about $300, corn about $230 delivered on average across the board. Northern silage up in the winter side about $20 to $30 per hundredweight for wheat silage. South market about $5 to $10 more per ton in the field. Not a lot of talk yet about summer corn silage yet as far as price goes. We'll let you know when we hear some of that. Everybody's really waiting to see what it's going to cost to produce it, given fertilizer and everything else, as well as water availability, and they can get it up off the ground. And that's going to affect some of the planting decisions over the next 30 days as we come into that. On the beef market, beef remains scarce. It's another month of down production, both on the animal and number of pounds produced side, in the face of continued consumer demand. It's really been just kind of the story of the past couple 3 years. Prices on that 4.5 weight steer side about 520 to 560 still. Calf size dairy beef cross calves 1750, Holstein bull calves 1150. Cull prices about 158 to 175 on high yielding dairy cattle, with cull cows on the beef native side about 5 to 10 cents higher. Until you see some meaningful rebuilding in the herd, you're not going to see any really price relief there. I think the only thing that's going to be coming of all this is the fact that, given these high calf prices, most of any of the profits being at the cow calf producer level, or these yards making 4.5 weight steers and the dairy level out of them. And as we go into the chain, these finish yards, we're kind of running about break even right now, with packers losing about about $100 per head. Those packers are only going to do that for so long, as well as the feedlots, and this is going to be pushed back on the retail side, who has been really reticent to raise prices to consumers. But this week we've seen boxed beef move up, and maybe that's going to be kind of the first sign that some of this is going to eventually kind of end up the consumer pocket like it should. It needs to go across the chain to kind of get everybody in the profitability side. So that's when we're kind of watching on the beef markets. On almonds, almond subjective estimate came out, 3 of them, all showing the crop being smaller than expected, about 2.64 to 2.66 billion pounds. We have another report objective coming out this week on the 12th. Given that, the industry's kind of come back and said, hey, moved up price about 20 cents per pound on Nonpareil, is about 269 now, and then cows at about 252. Nonpareil in shells about 298. I think, given the fact that you got the short crop, and if there's another estimate that comes out showing it short again, and the fact that we've had continued strength in export volumes being sold into the world, that price looks pretty strong this year, maybe kind of creeping up toward $3 per pound. We'll have to see where it all ends up at the end of the end. And last but not least, just talk a little bit about interest rates. We've kind of see them pop up the past few months, given the fact that everybody's worried about inflation, where that's going to be leading. It's kind of competing against the message that's going to be coming out from the new chief of the FOMC that's going to be appointed by Trump real quick. He's really, I think, going to have a mandate to drop rates, but I wonder if they're really going to be able to do that, given the fact that these fuel prices are going to be creeping through the economy pretty soon and raising inflation. You'd expect them to be. And the longer this conflict in Iran goes on, whether you agree with it or not, which I'm kind of on the agree with it side, it's going to affect overall prices, given the fact that we ship everything with fuel and move everything around with fuel. And so until that gets resolved, we're going to see some higher rates, I think, which is going to be a little bit tough for some of the folks in the Midwest, especially on the operating lines, and cut into profits out here on the West Coast. That's what I got this week. Thanks.